Welcome to MacroFactor. MacroFactor is the smartest, fastest nutrition app on the market. It combines smart coaching algorithms with proven nutrition and behavioral science to help you reach your diet goals and achieve sustainable results. In this video, I'll explain more about what MacroFactor can do for you and tell you how you can get the most out of the app. There are lots of features and benefits to using MacroFactor that we'll get into as I start showing you around the app. Let's get into that now. Getting started with MacroFactor is simple. The app will walk you through a series of questions to learn more about you, your goals, and your nutrition preferences. First, you'll provide some basic information like your height, weight, and activity level. MacroFactor will then estimate your initial expenditure. Expenditure is the number of calories you would need to consume to maintain your current weight. MacroFactor's research team developed an evidence-based equation that more accurately estimates your initial expenditure. But keep in mind that it is still just an estimate. As you start logging your food and weight in MacroFactor, the app will fine-tune those estimates over time. Next, you'll be prompted to set your goal. You can set a goal to lose weight, maintain weight, or gain weight. If you choose to lose weight or gain weight, you'll then set a target weight and goal rate. As you use the goal rate slider, be sure to keep an eye on the initial daily budget estimate in the left-hand corner. Choose a goal rate that results in a sustainable daily calorie budget for you, but that still feels motivating. If you choose to maintain weight, MacroFactor's dynamic maintenance mode will monitor your weight and metabolism and make small adjustments to your weekly macro plan to keep your trend weight within a target range. If your trend weight deviates from the target range, the app will automatically suggest calories that correspond with a slow rate of weight gain or weight loss to move your trend weight back into the range. Now that MacroFactor knows your estimated expenditure and your goal, the next step is to set up your actual macro program. MacroFactor will recommend calorie, protein, carbohydrate, and fat targets that are customized to keep you on track with your stated goal. You'll answer some questions about your preferred diet. For example, maybe you prefer a low-fat, low-carb, or keto approach. All of these can be accommodated. MacroFactor can also distribute your calories differently throughout a week, like giving you more calories on the days you work out or on the weekends. Finally, MacroFactor will reveal your macro program and break down how the program was designed. With all of this done, you're ready to hit the ground running and start using MacroFactor's best-in-class food logger. In MacroFactor or any food logging app, the thing you'll do the most often is, of course, log food. Other apps make food logging confusing and time-consuming, but MacroFactor designed a system that's ultra-fast, intuitive, and accurate. Our team quantified it. MacroFactor has the most efficient food logging workflows of any app on the market. On top of speed, MacroFactor is one of only a few food logger apps on the market with a verified food search database. This means you can quickly find high-quality food data and trust the accuracy of the foods you log, unlike in other apps that are filled with duplicate entries and erroneous data. Let's look at the different ways you can actually log your foods in the app. There are 5 primary methods of logging food in MacroFactor: barcode and label scanning, food search, quick adding, AI describe, and logging custom foods or recipes. All 5 of these food logging methods are always accessible within MacroFactor's unified food logging system. So you can seamlessly scan the barcode for one item, then search for another, then add a custom food, and then add more foods via AI described from the same interface. Scan pulls up the barcode and label scanner. Simply move the barcode or label you'd like to scan into the middle of the scanner, and MacroFactor will pull up the corresponding food if it's present in the database. If it's not present in the database, MacroFactor can instead read the data from the nutrition label in a snap. You can then change the units and quantity of the food before you add it to your plate or log it. Your plate allows you to stage, review, and edit your meal before logging it. To access your plate at any time, swipe down on the menu where you'd select a food log workflow, or tap the down arrow near the top right of your screen. After editing the units and quantity of the food, you can tap Add to add the food to your plate, or Log Food to log the food, along with any other foods currently on your plate. We recommend you use Add if you plan to log more foods within the same meal, and we recommend you use Log Foods if the food is the only item you're logging, or the last item you're logging for your current meal. The Add and Log Foods options are available to you in all food logging workflows, except for AI Describe. Finally, if you'd like to edit your food in any way, you can tap to Custom. This allows you to edit and save individual foods and recipes as custom foods. This is a useful utility for instances where there may be incorrect or outdated nutrition information for an item in the food database, or instances when you'd like to add additional micronutrient information to foods that lack information about a nutrient you like to monitor. Search pulls up the food search interface. Before you type anything into the search box, 2 categories of foods will load automatically: your hourly go-tos and a list of the foods you've most recently logged. Your hourly go-tos are the foods you most frequently log during or near the hour you're currently logging foods to. Below your hourly go-tos are your latest foods. These are simply the foods you've logged most recently. Once you start typing in the search box, MacroFactor's search algorithm will start querying the search database to deliver results. The results are organized into up to 4 categories, from history, custom, common, and branded. Scrolling down will dismiss your keyboard so that you can see foods in all 4 categories. From history, foods are foods that you've previously logged. Since most people frequently eat a lot of the same foods, foods you've previously logged will always show up at the top of your search results. Custom foods are the custom foods and recipes you've created. If your search query matches part of the name of any of your custom foods or recipes, these foods will show up below your From History results. Common foods are foods sourced from research-grade food databases with robust micronutrient reporting. These foods show up after custom foods in your search results. Common foods are listed above branded foods in your search results because most users log branded foods via barcode scanning. Finally, branded foods are foods from other manufacturers that often don't have robust micronutrient reporting and that haven't been analyzed and added to research-grade food databases. Branded foods typically return the most numerous search results, which will be listed at the bottom of your combined search results. If you're trying to search for a particular branded food product, be sure to include the name of the manufacturer or restaurant you purchased it from. On the right side of your From History, Common, and Branded search results, you may see an arrow pointing down with a number beside it. This tells you that there are more foods within the category you can view by tapping the arrow. For example, a search for apple initially returns 5 common food results, but there's also an arrow with plus 15 beside it. If you tap the arrow, you'll load 15 more common food results for apple. To add a food via search, you have 2 options. You can tap the small plus button on the right side of the food tile to multi-add the food. This will add the food to your plate without any intermediate screens so that you can add multiple foods to your plate from a single search result. Or you can tap the food. After tapping a food, a screen will pop up with the name of the food at the top, followed by the calorie and macronutrient content of the food. From this screen, you can change the units and quantity of the food before you add it to your plate or log it. Quick Add pulls up the Quick Add menu. Quick Add allows you to easily log the calorie and macronutrient information for foods or meals you don't expect to eat frequently. Quick Adds aren't saved for future searching, so if you expect that you'll want to log the same food or meal again in the future, you should create a custom food or recipe instead. To quick add the basic nutrition information for a food or meal, just fill in the applicable cells: energy, protein, fat, carbs, and alcohol, and give your quick add a name. Tap Log Foods to log the quick added nutrition information, along with any other foods currently on your plate. Otherwise, tap Quick Add to add the quick added nutrition information to your plate. Library loads your personal database of custom foods and recipes you've created, and the custom foods and recipes that have been shared with you by other users. You can toggle between your recipes and custom foods, and you can specifically search for custom foods or recipes by name using the search bar. You can also tap the button with 3 lines of descending length to change how your custom foods and recipes are sorted. You can also tap the prominent plus button to create a new custom food or recipe, which you can then create an ad to log it immediately after creating it, along with any other foods you're logging in your current meal. Adding a food from your custom foods list or your recipe list works exactly the same way as adding a food via search. The only difference is that a few more actions are available to you after selecting a food. Instead of the To Custom option, you'll have options to edit, share, duplicate, and delete custom foods. Recipes give you all of the options that custom foods do, along with To Custom, Prepare, and Explode. Exploding a recipe allows you to log a recipe as its constituent ingredients, so you can adjust ingredient quantities without needing to edit the recipe. AI Describe lets you log foods via natural language search. Just type or speak a description of your food or meal, and MacroFactor will search a common foods database for results that match your description. Tap Find Foods to search, and AI Describe will add the foods matching your description to your plate. From there, you can review the results on your plate, make any necessary edits, and then tap Log Foods. Anytime you log a food or meal, it's added to your food timeline, also called the food log, in the app. Instead of representing your day with rigidly defined meals, MacroFactor represents your day as an interactive timeline. As a result, the food log will reflect your entire day, foods you logged when you logged them, periods in between feeding windows, hour-level macro summaries, and nutrition information for the individual foods in the timeline. You can show and hide food-level timestamps and toggle hour-level macros to switch between a light, spacious timeline view and a more information-dense view. MacroFactor's food timeline also offers a powerful system for manipulating logged foods. You can tap on any food or hour to enter a selection mode, then view, copy, move, or remove foods. You can also modify the timestamp for groups of foods all at one time, or add all selected foods to a new recipe directly from the timeline. Once foods are selected, you can choose to move foods to a particular hour or paste them to a different time slot, interacting directly with those hours within the timeline. For example, tapping copy from the selection mode will transition the timeline to the copy mode, with a dedicated copy toolbar taking over the bottom portion of the screen. In copy mode, the add button next to each hour will transform into a paste button, and tapping this button will paste foods in the clipboard to that hour. That way, you can navigate to days of interest and place foods exactly where you'd like to see them. Navigating between days in the food log is simple. You can swipe to move between days, use the arrow buttons at the top of the page, or click on Today to open the calendar and navigate to any past day of the food log. You can also uncover insights about your nutrition from the food timeline. Swipe the macro bar at the top of screen to switch between consumed and remaining views, or tap on the macro bar to open the nutrition overview. There, you can see breakdowns of your consumption and goals for each of the macro and micronutrients tracked in MacroFactor. Toggle contributors to also see the top 3 contributors for each nutrient. Several more options and features, such as the ability to copy and paste an entire day of eating, are available when you tap the menu button in the top left corner. Now that we've talked all about food logging, it's time to move on to the other important metric that you'll be logging in MacroFactor, your weight. One easy way to remember to log your weight each day is to connect a smart scale and your MacroFactor app to Health Connect or Apple Health. If you do this, your smart scale will automatically sync your weight to your health platform, which will then sync to MacroFactor. Or if you want to manually enter your weight, tap the plus button near the bottom of the screen, select Weight, select the date, and add your scale weight, and then tap Save when you're done to save. Thoroughly and consistently logging your food and weight in the app ensures that MacroFactor's coaching algorithms and recommendations work as effectively as possible. Here's how it works. MacroFactor calculates your energy expenditure and analyzes all of the weight and nutrition information you log to personalize your calorie intake targets. Unlike other nutrition coach apps, you don't have to perfectly adhere to your daily or weekly targets to get evidence-based adjustments to your macro plan. MacroFactor's calculations and adjustments are based on what you actually did, not what you were supposed to do. Basically, the app looks to see how your body weight and metabolism are responding to the calories you're eating, and then it adjusts your calories and macros accordingly. For example, if you hit a plateau and are no longer losing weight at your preferred rate, MacroFactor will lower your calorie target and update your macro plan to keep you on track with your goal. You'll get your macro updates each week during the check-in. During the check-in, the MF coach will ask you relevant questions, suggest changes to your macro program, and make personalized adjustments based on your data and feedback. In addition to updating your calorie targets, the weekly check-in also includes curated coaching modules that help resolve diet challenges you're facing and optimize your diet through further personalization. It's like having a personal nutrition coach, but at a fraction of the cost. All you have to do is log your food and weight, and click the check-in button each week, and the app will take care of the rest. So, now you know how to log your food, log your weight, and get your macro plan adjustments each week. But what about tracking your progress? Let's talk about that now. MacroFactor's customizable dashboard, or your home screen of the app, is the jumping-off point for almost all of the insights and analytics you can find in the app. You can control what's on your dashboard and build the perfect home for your fitness and nutrition data by clicking Customize Dashboard at the bottom of the dashboard page. For our purposes here, though, let's go over a few of the items that are displayed on the dashboard by default. You'll find several helpful tools for tracking your progress and learning more about your body. The top section of the dashboard is designed to help you understand your nutrition intake through a few different lenses. It allows you to understand your nutrition intake for the current week, your nutrition intake relative to your goals and expenditure, and your nutrition intake for the day in progress. Many MacroFactor users specifically love the energy balance screen. This view shows you your energy intake for the past 30 days through two different lenses. You can view your intake relative to your targets or relative to your expenditure. This can be helpful for understanding how well you're sticking to your goals. Moving down the page, another feature I want to draw your attention to is the weight trend. When it comes to monitoring how your weight is responding to your diet, we recommend that you keep an eye on your weight trend rather than your scale weight. Scale weight is just what it sounds like, the actual number that's on the scale when you weigh yourself. Trend weight is a moving average of your weight data that places greater emphasis on more recent weigh-ins. In practical terms, it tells you the overall direction your body weight is moving in and the rate at which it's changing. Scale weight data tends to be quite noisy. Even when you're not gaining or losing weight, it's not uncommon for your weight to fluctuate by a few pounds or kilos. Your scale weight can fluctuate due to total body water, gastrointestinal content, and other factors. Your trend weight is the signal in all of that noise. It highlights meaningful changes in weight, free from large swings, due to transient weight fluctuations. So if fluctuations on the scale stress you out or confuse you, just follow the trend. Of course, weight isn't the only indicator of progress. You might gain, lose, or maintain your weight while gaining muscle in the process. In that case, photos and body measurements can be an especially valuable tool for monitoring your progress. MacroFactor's body metrics features contain all the tools you need to do so. Further down the dashboard page, click See All next to Body Metrics to enter the inner dashboard, where you can add progress photos and body measurements, and explore and compare metrics and photos over time. Tracking your body metrics, body fat percentage, and progress photos is not required for the app to continue making adjustments to your nutrition plan, but you may find that it helps keep you motivated and provides more ways to track success along the way to other goals. If your goals also include improving health markers like cholesterol or eating more nutrient-dense foods, you're going to want to check out the nutrition section of the dashboard. Tap See All in the nutrition section to enter an inner dashboard where you can view detailed breakdowns of your macro and micronutrients. Track your daily intake against your targets and explore specific data points for fiber, vitamin D, iron, and more. From here, you can also click on any macro or micronutrient to see your intake of that particular nutrient over time, including your top contributors to that nutrient for today. MacroFactor is one of the only apps on the market with dynamic micronutrient goal ranges. The app will automatically determine and display the goal floor, target, and ceiling for each applicable micronutrient based on your age, sex, weight, and current program. You can see if you're within the recommended range by looking at the chart at the top of the nutrients page or scrolling down to the daily intake view below. If you would like to set your own goals, or if you are working with a doctor who has provided you with micronutrient targets, you can choose to customize your goal for any nutrient. Just click on the bullseye in the top right corner of any nutrients page. In this video, we've covered everything you need to know to get started in MacroFactor. MacroFactor offers many features, analytics, and tools to help you reach your nutrition goals, whatever they may be. But remember that the most important thing is to develop a habit of consistently logging your meals and your weight in the app. To get the most accurate nutrition recommendations, you should aim to track your food at least 4 times per week, but ideally every day. Avoid partial logging, or logging some foods in your day, but not others. MacroFactor's algorithms work best when you track as completely as possible. Similarly, you should aim to log your weight at least once per week, but again, daily is preferable. To close out this video, let's go over 3 more quick tips for how to get the most out of MacroFactor. You can edit your macro program or goal at any time on the Strategy tab in the app. From this page, you'll see options at the top to create a new goal, edit your existing goal, create a new macro program, edit an existing program, or change your check-in day. Note that creating a new macro program or editing your current program will make your desired adjustments in the context of your current goal. Similarly, after you set a new goal, you may want to create a new macro program to reflect your new goal. Make MacroFactor your own with the app's robust customization options. Click on the More tab in the app and scroll to Feature Settings to browse all the different options for customizing your MacroFactor experience. We talked earlier in this video about customizing your dashboard, but you can also change the look and feel of your food timeline and food logger, and you can even customize your shortcuts toolbar that you see when you click the plus in the app. Join our communities on Facebook and Reddit to get quick answers to any questions you have about the app. Stay updated on new features and articles, and talk to other MacroFactor users. On Facebook, search MacroFactor App Community. On Reddit, type reddit.com/r/MacroFactor. That's all for this Getting Started video. Subscribe to this channel for more videos about how to use MacroFactor. And, if you haven't already, download MacroFactor in the App Store or on Google Play. Sign up today to start your 1-week free trial.